Okay, welcome, Sally. Welcome. Thank you
Good
very much
morning.
for saying yes to my invite to come and share your story about how you have grown into the most beautiful business and to inspire others like us, other healers and energy-based businesses like us, that it's absolutely safe and it's absolutely possible to have a healthy and nourishing and aligned business, even if we're doing something that's not mainstream. So first of all, would you like to share with everybody who you are and what you do?
Thank you for having me, Sarah. My name's Sally Arthurs, and my business is Golden Starlight Alchemy. And I support people who are on their spiritual path to take things to the next level and to actually explore their own inner worth and their own unique gifts and to actually bring them out and use them in a positive way in their life.
Beautiful.
Probably trying to condense it, but
Yeah, lovely, 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 lovely. That feels so relevant to everything that I stand for, everything I champion, and everything I'm passionate about. So what I'd like to chat with you about today is how the energy of the Empowered Healer programs have supported you in growing your business, but specifically in specializing, because what often happens with healers, and I've done it and I know you've done it, we get these wonderful qualifications and then we take the label of the qualification. So we could say, I'm an aromatherapist or I'm a flower essence practitioner, and there is nothing wrong with that. So there's no judgment here on that. But if we actually want to take our businesses out there and be different, and allow people to find us through that difference, then we specialize. And when we specialize, we own our worth. So you are a beautiful example of that. So this is why I'm really happy that we're chatting today. So would you share with everybody what it was like from a business perspective before you found the courage to say what it was that you actually do?
Well, to be honest, it was a total uphill struggle because you're constantly trying to fit into boxes where you don't fit in. As you say, you've got the flower essence practitioner head on, so you're trying to be the ideal flower essence practitioner. But then as you learn a bit more, when you come on to like the Empowered Healer program, you learn about looking for your niche. But you're not always honest with yourself in that there's still a part of you that is trying to be mainstream, that's trying to please people, that's trying to fit in to the spaces where you think you should be. But there's always a part of you that's not fulfilled, and it seems to jar. Those energies seem to jar, and when they're not totally aligned, everything just feels like a struggle. So it took a long while. I mean, obviously, I've been through the program for a couple of years now, but it's things have evolved, and it's each time you get closer to who you are. I mean, I was very, very resistant to it. I always wanted to be hidden, I suppose, to be part of the crowd and not to stand out as being singled out as being different. But it's who you are, and until you actually accept that part of you, it's really difficult.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you for kind of highlighting as well that it is a journey. These are not instant things. And in order to find the next part, we have to start walking. We have to kind of tread the path and just allow the next part to find us. So you were a part of the SEED program. You joined the SEED program to start with, and then have stayed with us. And allowing itself to be supported in that way. So tell everybody, because we're recording this in 2020, which is going to go down as an infamous year in business in all different ways, all different directions. But you've actually had a really good year, haven't you?
I have, yeah. It's probably the best year that I've had in a very long time.
So why is that, do you feel? What have you done this year that you haven't done before?
I've actually shared the more out there stuff that is really part of me, the stuff that I'm passionate about, and the stuff that I know really well. I think there's a part of us has a bit of a fear. We always think that we need to know more. And we look for people who, and it's probably quite an ego-based place. We look for people that don't know as much as us, and we think that we should be, when you've got to share something, you've got to know so much more. But that's not the case. You really just need to share what it is you do, and the people that need to know that will come to you. It doesn't. I mean, I've got people that have been. It's amazed me, some of the people that have come through the workshops recently, and they're just really open to taking their gifts and their and be held as they take things to the next level. And it's not about that having to keep yourself small and be frightened to share what you do.
So what I'm hearing is that you're very much and I think this is very common actually in what we do in our particular modalities, the umbrella that energy-based businesses sit under, that what I'm hearing is that you're almost acknowledging, embracing your role as the guide rather than as the expert that tells people.
Yeah. And it's finding that it's okay to do that. It's okay not to have all the answers, and not to. You just need to do what you do best.
So that's yeah, absolutely. So what was the biggest resistance that you had along the way? What's the biggest thing that you've walked through?
Probably the fear of actually saying out loud some of the things that that you do, because when you don't talk about the spiritual development side, and when you don't talk about owning your gifts, and you don't talk about how messages come through from the strangest of places, then you're keeping yourself small. So it's that fear of people judging you, and it's the fear of when you deviate from the path that you've been taught, if you will, from what the certificate says, you have to get into this whole new realm of trusting the information that you know. Even although it's not came from a book and it's actually within you, you've got to trust, and it's quite scary to say that sometimes. But it gets easier, and the more you trust it, the more that it never lets you down. So
absolutely.
So I think that's been my biggest block.
Thank you, because it is all about that, isn't it? It's about the sovereignty and really just allowing that through. It's the flow. It's the only flow. Yeah. So how have the Empowered Healer programs supported you in getting to this place when you are now able to be visible as you?
Well, it supported me completely because, as I say, I've been through all these different levels and these different identities, if you will, trying to fit into these boxes. And each time I've hit a block, in previous years, I mean, I've been a therapist for about 20 years, not just in flower essences and what I'm doing just now. But in previous years, when I would hit a block, I would go off, I would shut everything down and disappear into the woods to go and hide and do whatever and disconnect. Whereas now I've got the support that actually says, okay, this hasn't worked. What do you want to do next? Which way are you going? So I've been supported to find my own way. And when I'm having a bad day or a bad week, as we all do, the team support is absolutely amazing. It just lifts you and keeps you on track. So it's been really supportive.
It's so important, isn't it, to be supported? I have found that massively as well, to surround ourselves by people who actually get what we're doing. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sally. I think our conversation here is a real gift to many, and I hope it goes out to the people that need to hear and see your message. Is there anything else that you would like to share while you're here?
Just if you really are struggling with your business and you're serious about taking it forward, you need to find this support. You need to be supported, because you just fall down a hole and you fall apart if you don't. And it's so much more helpful to have people like yourself who support us on the way. So yeah, we can't do it alone. We really need this support. It makes such a difference.
And it's very much, thank you, Sally. Yeah, it's very much the kind of message that we are moving into. And as healers and energy-based business owners, we are looking at collaboration now, aren't we? Is the time of the Lone Ranger is gone, I think. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you very, very much for sharing.
Thank you
Many
for having me.
blessings on your business.